peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love, beautiful beings. So y'all see the title of this video. I kind of touched on this in my live video that I did last night, or I guess early AM time. But I wanted to give I wanted to do a separate live. 111 on the clock. 11:22. Confirmation. Thank you, Holy Spirit. It's 11:22 right now, and I just saw 111 on my timer. New beginnings, closure. 11:22. 11:22 represents closing of a cycle, closure, things ending, things being released, let go. And then I see 111, and 111 is new beginnings and fresh starts and starting anew. Okay. So you see the title of this video, Detaching from the Void. Detaching from the void. The void is that emptiness, the space that you feel you believe cannot be fulfilled, the broken belief that you have associated with yourself, the broken concepts or ideas of life, love, relationship, health, wellness, liberty, faith, whatever it is, right? There's a void that a lot of us are being asked, 222 on the clock, that a lot of us are being asked to step away from, to detach, to remove ourselves from. There's a void, right? A void is that broken belief that lives in us, whether knowingly or unknowingly, that we have been consciously or unconsciously living in, recycling these things over and over again. We've been recycling these broken beliefs. For example, you may have been a person who may have gone from one relationship, romantic relationship, to the next, and every one of your romantic relationships, you kept thank y'all for the hearts. Every one of your romantic relationships, you kept experiencing the same or similar things. Thank you for the hearts. Peace and love, y'all. Every experience of your romantic relationships have been the same. Maybe you got cheated on every relationship, or maybe just people just got tired of you every single, every single relationship. Thank you for the follow. People just got tired of you. People were, let me put this on Do Not Disturb. Um, but people just got, okay, I don't see what the Do Not Disturb is. Um, People just got tired of you. People just were just kind of okay. It's already on Do Not Disturb. Um, but yeah, people got tired of you. Thank you. Peace and love. um, People just got tired of you, right? They just got tired or fed up with you, but like you couldn't figure out like why. And this can apply to any aspect of our life. This could have been business as well. Like you could have been at a job where you were working there for months or for years and everything seemed to be going great. And then suddenly you got fired or was laid off or asked to leave, right? Because there's this void in you, right? Where you either consciously or unconsciously may be holding on to this broken belief that tells you you don't deserve to have stable finances. There's this broken belief in you that's telling you that you don't deserve to have stable and consistent love. There's this broken belief in you that's telling you you don't deserve kindness, that you don't deserve compassion, that you don't deserve to be loved unconditionally. There's this broken concept within you, right? That's the message that the Most High has been wanting me to share for a few days now. Like, detaching from the void. The void is this broken belief that you are not enough, that you are not deserving, that you are not worthy, that you are not, um, yes, Ashe, we do all deserve. We deserve far more than this world could even begin to conceptualize and give us. You dig what I'm saying? Like we are um, abundantly deserving, right? Of love, of peace, of freedom, of liberty, of grace, right? Of kindness, of compassion, right? We are deserving. We are so deserving. Somebody needs to hear that. Type, I am deserving. I deserve love. I know I deserve love. I know I deserve peace. I know I deserve freedom. Um, I know I deserve I know I deserve love. I know I deserve peace, right? Because you do. You sincerely do, right? But this void is the energy that it lays dormant. A lot of times it lays dormant inside of us without realizing that the reason we keep losing those jobs, the reason we can't keep a stable place to stay, the reason yes, keep reminding yourself that um like the reason you keep losing that job or those jobs, the reason why you don't have that, can't keep that stable place to stay, the reason you can't keep stable income, the reason why that love is not remaining is because there is a broken belief. um what this says, a wife and with a husband, you can't preach God and show and not what and show your true and show your fruits. Yeah. um Y'all, so I'm live on two platforms right now, so I'm trying to keep up with both comments. Peace and love, thank you. Um, but yeah, so there's this void. There's a lot of us who are um who carry this broken belief in us, and a lot of it comes from what we were taught or unconsciously what we were told as children, right? There was a video, and I keep remembering this video of these babies, and they were sitting on the floor. They were sitting on the floor, just like five or six little babies, like maybe 6, 7, 8 months old, and they put snakes in the room. And all of the babies were just minding their own business, playing with their toys. None of them were afraid. None of them were afraid. None of them like had anything to worry about. Like they literally just kept on playing with their toys, and when the snake would crawl beside them, they'd rub the snake or touch the snake just out of curiosity, and then they keep it moving, right? Because fear is something that's taught, right? Not believing that you don't deserve love, that's something that's also taught to you. Believing that you are in any way undeserving of peace, love, joy, freedom, whatever it is, that's something that's taught to you. And sometimes we don't realize when or how we're being taught these things because um, a lot of times we don't realize like how we're being taught these things because um, we think that it's just normal to lose a job every once or twice a year. We think it's normal to not be able to have financial stability and security. We think it's normal to have to struggle and suffer. We think it's normal to not can't we think it's normal. We think it's normal to not have love. You know what I mean? Like we unconsciously have these broken beliefs that are embedded in us from the things um that were embedded in us. Gratitude, beauty, gratitude. But we have so much that we have so many things. I'm trying to ignore some of these comments, but anyway, we have so many things that we unconsciously believe we're undeserving of, right? We have so many things that we're unconsciously we believe that we're undeserving of. Like, baby, you deserve love. You deserve peace. Like, you deserve happiness. You deserve grace and kindness and compassion, right? Because we all make mistakes and we all do dumb stuff from time to time. And you know what I mean? Like, we all do things that isn't necessarily the best. We all have done things that may have been unpleasant to one person or another, including ourselves. We all deserve to forgive and be forgiven, right? We all deserve financial stability and security. The way I look at money is just like, for me in my head is just like even with my financial situation not being stable at this time, like I just look at money like money is a tool. You know what I mean? Like it's a tool. It's not the end all be all, right? But not everybody views money in that way. Some people view money like, if I ain't got it, it ain't worth living, you know? And it's just like, something about a bird is significant. A bird or a butterfly or something. I keep doing my hand like this. I don't know why. Um, Somebody's about to fly. Fly like an eagle. Go on and fly. Fly. And I'm saying 333 across my screen. I can't see very well without my glasses, y'all. And I be wanting to read my comments. Um, but yeah, but yeah, thank y'all for the hearts and the follows and the comments. But um yeah, there has to be a middle ground. Like you just there's a lot of people when it comes to money specifically. There's a lot of people when it comes to money specifically who will they put money over love, they put money over peace, they put money over stability or security, they put money over life. You know what I mean? Like some people will stop living life if it meant they could have money, right? There's this post that's been going around social media for a while now that says if you if you had to live in a house, you couldn't go nowhere, you couldn't, you couldn't do nothing but live in that house for like a year, but you'd get like 10 million or 20 million, however, whatever the number was, but it was like millions of dollars. And it's just like, would you do it? You're literally ultimately stopping living your life. Like, who's to even say you're gonna live another year? You know what I mean? Like, who's to even say that you're gonna make it another year to be able to get that 10,000? I mean, that 10 million, right? Or 100 million, whatever the number is. Like, who's to even say that you're gonna make it that long? So you're gonna put a halt to your life, to your living, to maybe get this money. And there's a lot of people who do that. There's a lot of people who put their life on hold because they put money on their pedestal. Yeah, money can be very blinding. And it's a lot of people who talk about, they be like, money, what do people say? Money changes people. No, it don't. Money don't change nobody. Money just reveals the truth about a person. Money shows you who a person always was underneath the surface. But when people, so I just recently was living in a development center, right? Because I'm presently unhoused, right? Literally taking it day by day, y'all. But anyway, I was staying in a development center and I just lost my train of thought. I guess I wasn't supposed to say that. Okay. Um, but there's a lot of people who don't um there's a lot of people who put money on this pedestal, and it's like this thing that is cherished above all. Like it's this thing that's cherished above everything. And then when it gets to a point to where you realize like it's not worth it, it's typically like, y'all know how like when people be on their deathbeds, right? And suddenly they start regretting all the things that they didn't say or didn't do, the places they didn't go, the decisions they didn't allow themselves to make. And a lot of the times it's a lot of the times it's because of money. A lot of people say, "Well, I can't do that because I don't have enough money," or "I can't do this because money is funny right now." Like, and it's like, man, just live. So many of us miss out on being actually able to live life because we feel like the money ain't right. Well, I ain't got enough money, and the money ain't this, and the money, 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 right? And then we're so focused on that money aspect that we don't realize that we done let a year or a decade or two pass us by, and then we look up and we're like, dang, we look up and we're like, dang, how? How, baby? How did I let 20 years of my life go by? Right? But yeah, so we're in this space where a lot of us are being asked, required, demanded, commanded to remove, to detach ourselves from the void, right? And so again, the void is that broken belief within us, right? And then so how do you do that? How do we detach ourselves? How do we remove ourselves from the void? And of course, you got to first identify what your void is, because the void is going to look different for everybody, right? Do you have a broken belief associated with love? Do you have a broken belief associated with money? Do you have a broken belief associated with peace or freedom or joy, right? Or happiness, right? What is your broken belief? That's the first thing, right? You got to figure out, like, man, what is my broken belief? What is my broken belief? What do I believe, right? And then once you identify that broken belief, because you can figure out what the broken belief is by identifying the repetitive cycles in your life. So if you've always struggled financially, then there's a broken belief financially. If you've always struggled in love, then there's a broken belief associated in your life with love. If you've always struggled with friendships or relationships of any capacity, then there's likely a broken belief associated with that thing, with those things, right? And so when you when you have a broken belief associated with something, please excuse the noise in the background, y'all, but when you have a broken belief associated with um when you have a broken belief associated with whatever, you're going to unconsciously operate in that thing as though that thing is true. And when you do that, it's almost like you're carrying this thing around that is a deterrent. Oh, Holy Spirit, speak. It is as if you're carrying this thing around that is a deterrent to the things that you truly desire. It is a deterrent to the things that you truly love. It is a deterrent to the things that you truly want. Is it a deterrent to the things that you're trying to manifest or bring forth into your life? And so decide, when you decide that you're gonna put that thing down, you're gonna put that broken belief down, repair it, whatever you need to do with it, right? Then you can start attracting. Have you ever had a moment where maybe you did like a spring cleaning, and this could be like in your household, this could be your car, this could be at work, this could be wherever. You did some spring cleaning in your life, and you notice how when you removed yourself from them fake friends, suddenly you started attracting higher vibing people in your life. When you removed yourself from your toxic family members, you started meeting or associating with healthier family members or people that you felt like were family. When you detached yourself or finally broke up with that he ain't shit ass boyfriend or she ain't shit ass female, right? You finally broke up from that person, removed yourself from that person, and suddenly you have all these suitors, right? You started loving on yourself again. Suddenly you got all these people hitting your inbox. Suddenly you got all these people who've been laying dormant just waiting on the opportunity, waiting on the chance to get at you. Because you were carrying that boyfriend, that girlfriend who wasn't treating you right. That was a deterrent to true love. That job that never served you, that never served your highest and best good, was a deterrent to true financial freedom, financial stability, and security. Do you dig what I'm saying? So we have this void that we must detach ourselves from in order for us to step forward, in order for us to move forward into what the Most High High has for us. And so identifying what your void is, because it's going to be different for everybody, and then getting to the root of where that void came from. Then once you can get to the root of where that void came from, it's going to help you heal it. It's going to help you heal the void so that you can detach from it. And then it becomes less of an attachment in that damn void, right? It becomes less of less of a attachment, and it becomes more of a connection, right? Because we're all connected. It's all interconnected, right? But being attached to something is like you feeling like you have to carry that thing around without choice. You having to carry something that you know ain't working for you, but you gotta kind of keep it on you anyway. Like, no. When you stop being attached to things and you just connect to it, and then it's giving the energy of, you know how they say, if you love something, let it go. Then if it comes back, then that's how you'll know. When you operate in a connection aspect versus a attachment aspect, you can disconnect from that thing or take a break from that thing and trust that if this thing is good to me and for me, then it's gonna cycle its way back to me. Come on, understand and understand. When you do the things that operate in connection instead of attachment, there we go. The devil is a lie. I'm not carrying that. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I'm not holding back anymore. Yes. You're not, no more holding back, because that's really the thing. Like, people who have gone on healing journeys, who have done shadow work and things like that's the common denominator. Hey, come on, Elsa. That's really the common denominator. That's really the common denominator. We have broken beliefs that we tend to pick up from childhood. We have common beliefs, broken beliefs, 2 on the clock. 22 on the clock. We have common beliefs that literally come from childhood. Thank y'all for the hearts. We have common beliefs that literally come from childhood that we carry around with us. And we carry it around like a badge of honor, because we say, oh, oh, yeah, this is tradition, right? I've been this, da, da, da. Like, I remember when I was young, this may have been like maybe 10 years ago. I used to brag about the traditional trauma in my family. I used to be like, yeah, we used to do this and we used to do that. And people with a more healthier upbringing or family used to just be like, is she serious right now? You know how people look at you and they be like, is she being for real? Like, the trauma was rooted so deep. Right? Come through with the come through. 23 on the clock. Come through with the come through with the 22. But yeah, the trauma was rooted so deep. Like, I used to unconsciously brag about things that was like toxic, like real deal. Like, it was just unhealthy. It just wasn't cool. But it was a broken belief system that had been embedded in me for so long and so strong. It was all I knew. It was all I thought I knew, right? It was what I was comfortable with expressing. It wasn't all I knew, but it was all I was comfortable with expressing. I had become so comfortable with expressing that trauma. I had become so comfortable with it. Let's get some messages here. Mm. What needs to be? What's the message here for? Yeah. Look at this. Struggle. And then you got temptation at the bottom of the deck. Mm. Temptation at the bottom of the deck. But yeah, yeah, something we don't, a lot of us don't realize. Like, we're walking around with these broken beliefs and we're carrying them like a badge of honor, baby. Like, literally, I love that the first card that came out is the struggle card. A lot of us carry struggle. We walk around proud of our struggle. Like, oh yeah, I got it out the mud. Baby, my kids ain't gonna have to touch mud if they don't want to. You dig what I'm saying? My children are gonna appreciate like hard work, doing the work, being a part of the process, right? They're going to know how to be a part of the process. They're going to know how to do the work. They're going to know how to get their hands dirty, per se. But them babies are going to have to touch the mud if they don't want to. They ain't going to have to. But they're going to know how to get it done. They don't know how to do the work, be a part of the process of building, of laying the solid foundation. But baby, my kids ain't gonna have to touch mud if they don't want to. They ain't gonna have to get it out the mud. My children's children and they children's children's children. You understand me? Because I got it out the mud, right? I got it out the mud, so they don't have to. That's what I'm proud of. I'm proud of me doing it so they don't have to. So I broke the cycle for them. They ain't gonna have to look at mud if they don't want to. They don't have to spell the word mud if they don't want to. You understand me? Well, look at that. It was a manifestation under distress for me. Come on. No. You understand? So my kids are gonna, because when I tell people that, thank you for the follow. When I tell people, when I tell people that like certain things I'm gonna be doing with my children, they just be looking at me like, huh? My children ain't gonna get whippings. They don't have to. Because first of all, me and my kids already got a great relationship. My children have not been born yet. But me and my kids got a great relationship. Because I respect them and they respect me. Um I respect them and they respect me. My children, somebody said, do your children respect their elders? My children are going to respect life. They're going to respect life. They're going to respect living. They're going to respect love. They're going to respect peace. But they are not going to be allowing themselves to be disrespected either. They're going to have, I don't care how old they are, they're going to have every right to stand up for themselves. I don't care if the person they standing up to is 88 and they 3. Because that's a common misconception. Respecting the elders is not about letting the elders get away with stuff. That's not respect. That's not respect, baby. Respect is a mutual acknowledgement of peace. So if you calling me out my name, if you disrespecting me, if you being rude to me, if you saying some things to me that don't serve my highest and best good is your version of peace, I'm going to do my best to respect you by removing myself. My grandmother, before she passed away, I'm gonna share this story with y'all. My grandmother, before she passed away, so I was staying at the house. It was me, my grandmother, my stepmom, my sister, right, my nieces and nephews, my baby brother, right. It was full house, but it was a lot of older people there. Like, it was a lot of people who were old enough to know how to take care of themselves, right? If you come in the kitchen and cook yourself something to eat, you know how to clean up them dishes behind yourself. Like, the youngest 2 people in the household were like 5 and 9, right? 5 and 10 or something, like, right? So like everybody else was like 17 and up. So I'm like, y'all know what it is. So I got to the point to where after I first moved back home, I was washing dishes and cleaning the kitchen and cooking all the time and stuff. And I got to a point to where I was just like, y'all think I'm some living maid, and this is not what this is about to be. So one day my grandma got mad because she was like, every time I come in the kitchen it's dirty. And then she started going off on me, talking about I was being trifling. She was like, you trifling and calling me all different types of names. I said, no, ma'am. I said, I ain't ever disrespected you a day in my life. And at this point, I'm like 25, 26. I said, I ain't ever disrespected you before. I said, but you're not going to call me on my name no more. I said, this is going to be the last time you call me on my name, or we ain't going to ever speak no more. If this is what you consider to be, I literally have to tell her that. And she was so mad because I've never talked to her like that before, but she's never done me like that before either. You know what I mean? And so I literally have to tell her that. And we lived in the same house, and we went 2 or 3 months without talking. I still spoke to her, but then when I realized she wasn't speaking to me, I stopped speaking. I'm not about to keep speaking to you if you're not talking, because that's another form of disrespect to me. You gonna acknowledge my presence, or we gonna act? We just gonna keep it pushing. But after about maybe 2.5 months, something like that, she started back speaking to me, and she never really apologized, but she apologized in her own way, and she never spoke to me like that again. She never addressed me in that manner again, because she understood. She understood in that moment, like, we not about to do that. I'm like, I ain't ever called you out your name. I ain't ever raised my voice at you. I ain't ever disrespected you in any capacity. But I'm not about to sit here and let you disrespect me. I am. I am breaking generational curses. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody said, damn, you're strong. Thank you. Like, so yeah, like when it comes to that, like, my children are going to have every right to speak against the things that do not serve their highest and best good. They're going to do it with love, and they're going to do it respectfully, but they're not going to have to sit around and accept anything that does not serve them. I broke that cycle for them, so they don't have to do it. I don't care if they're at school, which I don't even, well, my kids ain't gonna be in no traditional school anyway, but I digress. But whether it's a school system, whether it's some type of whatever they're in, if they feel like for instance, like this TV show, Soul Food, I was watching. It was an episode where the the son was he needed to go to the restroom. He was going to a prep school, right? And so the teacher kept telling him that he couldn't go to the restroom. He was like, I really gotta go. And the teacher was asking him, like, why didn't you just go? He was like, why didn't you just go after lunch? And he was like, I didn't have to go then, but I have to go now. Like, the class periods are like an hour or something long. So he's like, I didn't have to go then. Like, it's been 45 minutes, man. Like, I need to go now. Right. And so he didn't let him go to the restroom. So after he tried asking like 2 or 3 times and he told him no, he just got up and walked out and went to the restroom. Right? He just got up and walked out and went to the restroom. My children gonna have every right to do that. You're not gonna tell my baby they can't go to the bathroom, that they gotta wait 30 minutes or 20 minutes until class is over. My kids, they don't operate on no, they bladder don't operate on your time clock. You're not about to tell my baby that they gotta learn science for 45 minutes, and then you get to tell them this is when they get to take a break, and then this is where they gotta transition their brain and switch it over into math. That's not what we doing. That's not how that um I had to tell my mother something of that such. Um, Cause what, lady, you can't stand on under that mother when you're not giving the love that God gives. Come on now. You cannot. You cannot be the person that talks about love and honor and respect thy mother and thy father. But you gotta hold yourself true to the part where the Most High says about a parent, being a parent. You have to love with unconditionally. And a part of love is respect, baby. Love is rooted in three things: healthy communication, honesty, and respect. If you ain't got those three things, then love don't exist, baby. Love ain't there. Love is absent. Love done left the room. Period. My mom taught me not to let anyone, not even her, to disrespect me. That's how it should be. I've had those conversations like with my nieces and nephews where, like, I tell them, I'm like, if you feel like I'm disrespecting you, you have every right to tell me that you don't like what I'm saying to you or what I'm doing to you. You have every right. They parents hate it because they be like, Why you be letting them talk to you like that? They said it with love and they said it respectfully. And even if they didn't say it respectfully, I'll correct them on that. But the fact that they spoke up for themselves, I'm very proud of them, because as a child, I couldn't do that. As a child, a lot of us couldn't do that. A lot of us couldn't speak on the things that we believe or that we thought about or that we needed to say. And that's why a lot of children grow up with all these toxic addictions and unhealthy habits of life. A child is to be seen and not heard. What type of shit is that? Like, what type of sense does that make? My child gonna be seen and heard. You gonna hear them coming from 3 streets over on the other block. You dig what I'm like? Stop playing with me and mine. Like, for real, for real. Like, your children deserve to be free. Children are the ultimate essence of freedom. And when we start bogging them down with all these rules and regulations and expectations and this and that, and I get that there must be structure, right? Because you got to protect the kids from the things that they don't know they probably be putting themselves in harm's way from, right? Fully agree. I'm not dismissing that at all. However, rules should be a guideline. It should be a guideline. It should be a guideline, and if they feel the need to break the rules, they better have a good reason for it. But if the reason you decided to go outside of our regular whatever, then I'm with it. Like, if what you did you thought was best in that moment and you didn't know anything better, I'm with it. We probably gonna have a conversation moving forward. Okay, here are other options. Here are other things you can do next time if this situation ever arises. That's where conversation comes in, right? Healthy conversation. Y'all done let me go off on a damn tangent. That part, she said her mom didn't hit her because she said, if she if I hit you, then I'm teaching you to let other people hit you too. And I said this in a previous live. My children are not gonna get whoopings. My children are not gonna get whoopings. Like, people be like, how you gonna discipline them? I'm gonna talk to them. My children are intelligent as hell. My children are intelligent as hell. They know. I've seen videos where, so I don't know if y'all seen the TV show Grey's Anatomy, right? Grey's Anatomy, Miranda Bailey. She's a surgeon, right? Kick ass, badass surgeon, right? And she was pregnant, like probably 8 months pregnant, I want to say, on the show. And she was literally in surgery. And her son, she was pregnant with, kept kicking her in the belly. And she took a minute and she stepped away. And she literally told her son, she said, son, she said, you cannot kick me while I'm trying to work. She said, I'm in the middle of a surgery right now. And I need you to stop kicking me. I kid you not, that baby stopped kicking. Because she talked to him and told him what she needed from him and what she needed him not to do in that moment. We don't give our children credit enough to think that they can comprehend from that space or that they can know what's going on from that space. We just say, oh, they don't get it. I used to work at a daycare center, and there was this little kid there. Y'all love a good story if y'all can't tell. I love telling stories. But anyway, I used to work at a daycare center, and there was this mom who was dropping her kid off. And while she was dropping her kid off, I used to ride my bike to work. So I was bringing my bike in, and I had just got to work, and the kid was looking like he liked the bike. And I said, bicycle. I was like, can you say bicycle? He may have been like 1.5, like maybe 18 months or something like that. And I was like, can you say bicycle? And the mom like tried to correct me and was like, bike. No, bicycle. You just limited him in that moment. You just limited him in that moment. At least see what he's capable of first. And then if he's not capable of saying bicycle, then you give him the shorted version. But we tend to do that with our children, and we tend to think that we got to start. No. Give him bicycle first. Give him bicycle. And then if he can't say it, or if he can't whatever with it, then like it was a lady who had a son there. How old was he? Like he used to be able to say like big words. I think he was like maybe 19, 20 months old. He used to be able to say big words. And like every day, like when she would come pick her son up, like I would just give her the update on the new word that he said. You know what I mean? Like I would give the new word on whatever that he said, and she would just be like, wow, like she just would be, but like we got to stop limiting them. I don't care what normal 20-month-old babies usually be able to do. I don't care. We gonna extend that, okay? What did you say? Kids in Africa can cook and protect family. Here we talk to be yes, we taught them to be afraid and to slow their learning down. The best gift you can give a child is teaching them how to do it for themselves. Y'all, I swear I wish I had that video. Well, I mean, I'm on both of my phones right now, but I wish I could show y'all that video of my nephew. Like he was like 5 or 6 years old, and he was hungry, and he wanted himself something to eat. And I had taught him how to make himself simple stuff like a bologna sandwich or a hot dog. Make himself, a hot dog sandwich, or make himself some noodles in the microwave. Little stuff like that he can do without burning the house down, right? And I come in the kitchen one day. This boy is up on the counter. It makes me laugh every time I think about it. This boy is up on the counter. He toasting his bread, okay? Because this boy is high class. You understand me? He's toasting his bread. He got his meat warming up in the microwave. Okay, he got his meat warming up in the microwave. He toasted his bread in the toaster oven, and he's looking up in the cabinet to get himself a plate out, and he's like making sure that the plate clean and everything, like before he gets it out. And so he into glass plate, so he's like trying to be real careful, make sure he don't break it or anything. And so he lays it down, and he climbs down out of the counter, and he puts his toast on the thing before he climbs down, and he gets his meat out of the microwave and put it on the thing, and he's touching the meat. He's like, it's too hot. So now he's putting it he's putting it in the refrigerator. Y'all, it's taking everything in me not to fall on the floor laughing. And then the whole time, his older cousin, who's like 10, I want to say 10 or 11, walks past him. He walks past him and sees him on the counter doing whatever he doing and kept walking. Like, this how y'all could tell, like, the shit was normal. It was like so normal behavior. And I just recorded it, and I'm laughing my butt off because I'm like, that baby gonna eat. Like, he gonna eat. He ain't gonna starve, okay? But seriously though, y'all, 43 on the clock. The best gift you can give your kids is the gift of being able to like to literally self-autonomy. Self-autonomy. Because what happens if you're not there to cook for your kid and you never taught them how to cook anything? What happens if you never teach them how to clean up behind themselves, or how to properly bathe themselves, or how to wash and dry their own clothes, or anything like that? Like, what happens? What happens when you're not able to be there for your kids? The best gift you can give your children is teaching them self-autonomy. No, that does not mean that it's going to always be expected of them to do those things all the time by themselves. But yeah, sometimes I'm not going to be able to wash your clothes. Babe, can you throw your clothes in the wash and mommy will get to it soon, right? Or can you put them in the wash and then I'll take it from there type stuff. Like, helping out. Like, Teaching your children, like how to have self autonomy. Like, so when they do leave home, or if you do have to be gone, maybe you go on a business trip or something like that where you're gone for a week. They know how to cook if they need to go in the kitchen and cook. They know how to clean if they need to clean. They know how to wash their clothes without them, like, what was it? Tyler Perry TV show. Uh what is the name of that show? House of Pain. Calvin was a full grown man on there and didn't know how to wash his clothes. That boy was still bringing his clothes home to mama. That boy was still bringing his clothes home. Like, he was like 25 and still bringing his clothes home to his mama for her to wash.
Shit back here. Shut up.
Like, still bringing it.
Shut up.
Still bringing it back for them to wash. Like, what? He kept bringing his, every week, faithfully, he bringing the clothes home for his mama to wash. Like, what? Not because he just liked his mama washing the clothes. He didn't know how to wash his clothes. Like, what? He literally didn't know what to do. It's different if you just like, Mama, I just want you to wash my clothes, this, that, whatever. But the boy didn't know how to. He was like, I don't know what I'm doing. He like, I don't know what type of laundry detergent to get. I don't know how to fold my clothes. I don't know what you're supposed to. What? What? But y'all, listen, y'all done let me go off on a tangent. The first card that came out was struggle. The second card that came out was happiness. Happiness is merely based on what's happening. Somebody has been struggling, like, this is the energy of like struggling with knowing the difference between happiness versus joy, or like sincere, like peace, knowing the difference between the two. And you got witchcraft.
Shut up.
You got witchcraft. And then you got boundaries. Somebody has a broken belief associated with what witchcraft is. Somebody has a broken belief associated with boundaries. Somebody has a broken belief with the aspect of like struggling with happiness versus peace, or like happiness versus joy, or something like that. Happiness is only based on what's happening, right? So if everything ain't good, then you ain't gonna be happy. But like true joy, true peace, that is everlasting. You know what I mean? Like, that is something that goes far beyond what's happening in the present moment. And you got temptation card at the bottom of the deck. Y'all, this has been great. This has been a great message. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. But yeah, detaching from, yeah, look at that codependency. Well, y'all probably can't see that. But yeah, detaching from the void. Codependency, detaching from the void. Detaching from the void. Somebody look at this temptation back at the bottom of the deck. Um, temptation back at the bottom of the deck. Like, detaching from somebody has been heavily tempted to do some things that does not serve their highest and best good here. And I seen the card. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. I seen the joy card in the midst of me shuffling this. That damn void, right? That damn void. Yeah, thank y'all for the hearts. Um, Look at this. Listen to your intuition. I was just talking about temptation, and then the listen to your intuition card came out. You know what the right thing to do here is, but you got to detach. Lust. There's some type of lust here that you must detach from. Again, remember, when detaching from the void, you got to get to the bottom of you got to figure out what the void is, because it looks different for everybody. And then you got to get to the bottom of where it came from so that you can heal it. And once you do that, bingo. Look at this. Can't make it up. Evolution. It's like you're going to it's like you're going to literally spring forward. 49, 49 on the clock. I keep seeing like mirror numbers or like double numbers like that. Double for your trouble. When you detach from this void, whatever the void is for you, once you detach from it, because oh, I didn't tell y'all this card. Interdependence card came out. Interdependence is the card of you're not codependent and you're not independent. You're like a combination of both. Meaning you know when to rely on other people and ask for help and allow yourself to be supported by others. But then you also know what you can or should do on your own and by yourself and whatever. Like you have a healthy balance of being independent and codependent. That's what interdependency is. You're not too reliant on this person, but you're not too independent either, right? It's a healthy balance of both, right? So when you detach from this void, come on, 111. When you detach from this void, baby, you're literally gonna, because right now it's 12:12 on my clock. Another double number. Something about double numbers are important or significant here for somebody. Double, double for your trouble. I just heard double dance. Double duty, twins, double duty, double duty. Yeah, yep. Knowledge, expanding your awareness of things is key right now. Yep, expanding your awareness, your information about things right now is key. Um, oh yeah, if y'all wanted a reading, y'all could have said like me. I forgot to say that part. So we can figure if you want to figure out what your void is, or how to detach from it, how to get to the root of it, we can do a reading for 777, $7.77. Yes, wasn't it? Yeah, if y'all wanna get a reading to just figure out what your void is, how to detach from it, get to the root of it. Somebody here is overly independent. INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? She got her own house. She got her own car. True job. Work hard. She a bad broad. If you ain't on, sit down. If you ain't on, sit down. If you ain't on, listen. Somebody's like overly independent. That's somebody's 52 on the clock. That's somebody's that's somebody's void. Overly independent because you're used to like people letting you down all the time.
No.
You're creating more struggle for yourself than it's worth. Because I just saw struggle and codependence.
You are trying to come up with
You're creating more struggle for yourself than is needed. But yeah, if y'all want a reading, we can do them for $7.77. $7.77. And yeah, we can kind of look into what your specific void is. Um what your specific void is. And if you want a full spread, we can do it for 1111. I keep seeing the number 1111. Yeah, if you want a full spread, it's for 1111. Um, yeah, and y'all be thoroughly contributing to helping me to be able to get another place for the night, a place to stay for the night, y'all. So I'm literally taking it day by day, y'all. So send me some well wishes and some good energy. If y'all just want to send me a beautiful donation, that's also greatly appreciated and welcomed as well. Yeah, human self, water at the bottom of the deck. Let it flow. You don't have to worry about the well running dry. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the well running dry. Yeah, emotions and water. You don't have to worry about the well running dry. Mm-mm. You don't have to worry about the well running dry. 44, 54, 54 on the clock. Yeah, because when you detach from that struggle bus boat, all right, struggle bus, double Dutch bus coming down the street, moving pretty fast and something I don't know the words. But yeah, get on the bus, pay your fare. Something about the double Dutch affair. But look, support system was hiding behind divine self. Once you fully step into your divine self, allow your divine self to fully be, which is going to come after you detach from this void. Once you do that, you're going to have a substantial support system that's going to come in and show up and show out, period. Because look at this healed self with the desire card right behind it, but you also have the independence card, like 55, 55 on the clock. You think in order to be healed, you have to be independent. You think in order to be healed, you have to be independent, or like you have to heal yourself on your own or something like that. But you don't. You don't have to heal yourself on your own. You don't have to heal by yourself. We are all interconnected. So there's always tools and information. Like even this live right now. Even this live right now, people have come in, received the things they needed to receive, and then dipped on out. They received whatever the tool, the wisdom, the information they needed, and then they went on. They tapped the screen, hearted it, commented, shared, followed, and then dipped on out. This live was a tool for somebody. This live was a tool for somebody. This live was a tool for somebody. We're all interconnected. Coming across certain videos and certain lives, it's like all of this is a tool. This was a tool for somebody. Mm. What did it say? Message retracted. What was that? Yeah, but somebody feels like they got to do this on their own or by themselves. Like you have like this strong desire to be healed, but you also have like this strong desire to do it on your own. But it's like, it's not going to work that way. It's not going to work that way. Independence, desire, and healed self. Please excuse the noise in the background. Distractions. That's all it is. When you try to heal yourself, when you try to work on healing yourself, you have this strong desire to heal yourself. But every time you try to operate in your divine self, your most healed self, every time you try to operate in that, this independence, INDEPEND, like that independent self tries to pop back up again. And you got to reconnect to that interdependence. But, baby, what is your void? What is your void? How do you need to detach from it? Mm, yep. Time to say goodbye. Time to say goodbye to the void, y'all. Let it go. Let it go. Yep, can't do it by yourself. There's certain parts of it you're gonna have to do on your own. Like there's certain pieces, yeah, but can't do it by yourself. Yep, you're a very strong-willed person, so you're used to being able to like get those things that you're wanting. Yeah, but a lot of it was done out of fear. A lot of it was done out of fear. False evidence appearing real. Something convinced you that you had to do these things on your own and by yourself, and you don't. You ain't got to do it by yourself, baby. You ain't got to do it by yourself, baby. You ain't got to do it alone. The gag is that's my girl Kiki. The gag is you ain't got to do it by yourself. The gag is you not on your own. The gag is you not by yourself. Cause baby, the gag is you have all the things that you need. It's all around you. It's all within you. It's 12:21 right now. You are a mirror image, a mirror reflection of everything you never even knew you had within you and everything you ever thought you could have needed. Look in the mirror. It's all there. But that's the message, beautiful beings. If you have not already heard it today, you are beautiful, you are amazing, and I love you. Thank y'all so much for all the love and the support, the comments, the likes, the shares, the follows, the gifts, everything that y'all brought forth as I was giving this message. All the beautiful energy is greatly and thoroughly appreciated. Um, but yeah, until next time, catch you later. Deuces. I want it so bad.